With the NBA season getting started, I thought it'd be fun to look back at every NBA draft that has an active player and rank the best player from every class based on what they've done this season. So if you guys like my content, make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be grinding all 2021, so smash that like button. Let's try to get 4 likes on today's video, and let's hop into it. The oldest draft that still has an active player is going to be 2003. The only players left from that class are going to be LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony. While Carmelo Anthony has looked really impressive in his comeback to the league, making a true impact on the Portland Trailblazers, this is a no contest. LeBron James is the best player from this class and just another example of his greatness. It's actually kind of crazy that there's no remaining players from any class before this, but yet LeBron is still one, if not the top player in the league. At 36 years old this season, he's averaging 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists on very solid efficiency. It's kind of crazy just to think about how long LeBron is going to be playing at this level. He has to slow down eventually, right? The only players from the 2004 class are Andre Iguodala and Dwight Howard, two guys clearly far away from their prime. Iguodala is averaging 3 points on pretty terrible efficiency. While he's just a few years removed from making a real difference on a championship caliber team, he's just not that player now, and I'm going to give the 2004 title to Dwight. He doesn't have much of a role and is only averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds, but with the lack of competition, I'm giving it to him. For 2005, we again only have 2 players, Lou Williams and Chris Paul. Now this one's interesting, as to start the year, both these guys are having down seasons compared to what we're used to. Not sure if it's the age catching up to them or what, but last season, Lou Williams was averaging 18 points a game. This year, he's gone down to just 9 points a game. Similarly, Chris Paul last year had an amazing season, averaging 18 points. This season, he's down to 13 on much worse efficiency. But as you guys know, given what Chris Paul brings to this game aside from just scoring, it's undoubtedly him. Next up is 2006, where you have 7 guys, and it's actually pretty interesting to look at because around this age is when we really start to see guys approach retirement. Guys like PJ Tucker, JJ Redick, and LaMarcus Aldridge from this class have all seen significant drops in production so far this year. For the class, it's really going to come down to Kyle Lowry and Paul Millsap, and this one's pretty easy. Lowry's a guy that's still averaging 19 points and 8 rebounds a game. At 34 years old, it's almost inevitable that a big fall off is coming, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of money he gets this summer. I really hope for the sake of whoever gets him that he doesn't get overpaid. Then we've got the 2007 class, and this one's not a competition at all. There's only 7 players, and while there's guys like Al Horford and Marc Gasol that have been great players in the past, the only players still playing at a very, very high level are going to be Mike Conley and Kevin Durant. It's great to see Conley performing better to start this season compared to what he did last year, averaging over 20 points on solid efficiency, but Kevin Durant is the king of this class, and while I was skeptical about how he would perform off injury, I am glad I was very wrong. So far, he's averaged 28 points on absolutely incredible efficiency. Then we've got 2008, which is actually really tough because we're going based on this season. So while this would usually be a quick Russell Westbrook, don't even have to think about it, I don't think it's that easy in this scenario. I struggled on this one due to Westbrook's efficiency, but while you've got guys like George Hill and Serge Ibaka doing pretty well to start the year, I think I still have to give it to Westbrook. He's averaging 20, 11, and 12 so far this season. Then we've got 2009, and this one's going to be one of the closest of the whole video. It's got some great players like DeMar DeRozan and Blake Griffin, but this is really between James Harden and Steph Curry. This one's so interesting because we're going based on this season and this season alone. Just a few games ago, it looked like this was going to be a no contest with how Curry was struggling and how well James Harden was playing. But with Curry's 62-point performance, a career high, he got a big jump in his overall stats on the season. Both these guys are averaging 33 points on decently similar efficiency, but considering their consistency at this point, I think we've got to give it to Harden for now. For 2010, 11 guys are still in the league, but it's going to come down to Paul George versus John Wall. While John Wall has made a great recovery from injury and is averaging 21 points and 6 assists, Paul George is the top player from this class. He gets criticized a lot, but so far this year, he's been balling, averaging 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists on 50-50 shooting splits. It's hard to argue with that. 2011 is a pretty good example of a scenario where the best player might not win the title due to the constraints we set. Kawhi Leonard is the clear top player from this class with everything considered, but so far this year, he's averaged 22 points on pretty poor efficiency, while Kyrie Irving has been out there averaging 27 on 48-49 split. So I'm going to give it to him. With how he's playing and Kevin Durant, I'm really excited to see what this team does throughout the year. Right now, everyone is making these strong claims about the team basically game to game, and I think that's pretty unnecessary. At the end of the day, with these two players playing like this, they are going to be a real threat for the rest of the season. 2012 is pretty loaded, as you've got guys like Bradley Beal, Chris Middleton, Damian Lillard, and Anthony Davis. Chris Middleton has been shooting with crazy efficiency. Bradley Beal is averaging over 30 points a game, but considering what Anthony Davis has done offensively to this point and what he brings on both sides of the ball, I feel I gotta give it to him. This one is close, and would love to know your thoughts on it in the comments below. 2013 is interesting because you have a ton of guys playing really well. Dennis Schroeder, Rudy Gobert, Tim Hardaway Jr., Victor Oladipo, etc. But this one's really going to come down to two guys, and that's surprising. Obviously, there's Giannis Antetokounmpo, but to start the season, we've also got to include CJ McCollum in there. He's been on fire. Right now, he's averaging 28 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting 43% from 3 on over 10 attempts a game. Absolutely insane, and while I'd love to give it to him, I still have to go with the reigning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Man, is 2014 crazy. You've got Julius Randle, Nikola Jokic, Jeremy Grant, Joel Embiid, and Zach LaVine all averaging between 22 and 25 points a game. Guys in this group that are surprisingly in this conversation would be Randle and Grant, but in my opinion, this one comes down to Jokic and Embiid. Jokic is going crazy so far. He's averaging a triple-double, shooting over 60% from the field. But we need to take into consideration impact, and with the Nuggets being 2-4 and Embiid leading the 76ers to a 6-1 record to this point, I'm going to go with him just barely. Kind of crazy that the battle for the title of the top center in the league is between two guys in the same draft class. 2015 might be a surprising one, as it features the likes of Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, and D'Angelo Russell, but because of a hot start to the season, I'm giving it to Terry Rozier. Kind of wild, but Booker's having a slow start to the season, so I'm not giving it to him. Rozier's averaging 22 points, shooting 48% from the field and 45% from 3. Amazing. But it also kind of stinks because with him playing this well, it's really hard to justify his starting position going anywhere despite how good LaMelo looks. The 2016 class is loaded. It's got Ben Simmons, Karis LeVert, Malik Beasley, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Jamal Murray, Domantas Sabonis, and Malcolm Brogdon. But I think this one really comes down to Murray, Ingram, and Brown. While it's close, Brown has looked amazing to start this season, and I'm going to give it to him. He's averaging 27 points, shooting 58% from the field and 43% from 3. The Celtics are a team with high expectations this season, but considering that Tatum was supposed to be the guy for their future and Brown is looking like this duo just might be a season away from being the best duo in the whole league. Pretty crazy to think about. The 2017 class has 14 players, averaging over 11 points a game, but this one is easily Jason Tatum. Donovan Mitchell has struggled to start the season. Bam Adebayo has been playing very good, but Tatum so far is averaging 26, 8, and 4, shooting 47% from the field and 43% from 3. Tatum and Brown have been clicking. Hopefully once Kemba comes back, this team can reach its expectations. For 2018, I think we all thought I'd be saying Luka without any questions, but so far he hasn't been exactly what we expected, especially when it comes to shooting the ball, as he shot just 20% from 3. Now he's still in the conversation. It's between him, Trae Young, and Collin Sexton, but with the insane efficiency to this point, I think I'm gonna go with Sexton. Really didn't think I'd be saying that going into this season. For a selection like this, I need to make it clear again, we're only going based on what's happened so far, not how good these players are as a whole or what we project going forward. But right now, Collin Sexton is averaging 26 points, shooting 55% from the field and 54% from 3. Pretty insane. For 2019, there's a couple guys in the mix. It would have definitely been Ja, but he's only played 3 games due to injury, so it comes down to Zion, Darius Garland, or DeAndre Hunter. Yes, RJ Barrett is averaging 18 points, but that's on terrible efficiency, so we're going to have to wait on that one. While I've been extremely impressed with what Hunter and Garland are doing, they have really shown why they were top picks in the draft. I still got to give it to Zion, who's averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds a game. 2020 is the one everyone wants to talk about because they're all rookies and the Rookie of the Year race is on. There's a lot of guys that have had great moments so far, and I think without a doubt, Lamelo has been the most impressive in terms of long-term potential, but going based on production so far, I'm giving it to Tyrese Halliburton. So far, he's averaged 11 points and 4 assists, shooting over 50% from the field and from 3. He is the real deal, but this is one I definitely expect to change as the season goes on and more rookies become adjusted to the NBA game. But that's the video, guys. You guys give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and the shoutouts are gonna be PJ, Darren, James, Weird, and Grape. If you guys want a shout out on the next video, all you gotta do is like the video, comment liked, rep notification squad, or be one of the first to comment on the video, and I'll shout 5 of you guys out. With all that being said, hope you guys have a great day, and peace.